Treaty of Peace between the United States of America and Kingdom of Spain, also known as the Treaty of Paris, or in Spanish, Tratado de Paris 1898, is an agreement of Spain and United States of America that officially ended the Spanish-American War. A peace treaty that ended war, or is it? It was signed on December 10, 1898 in the city of Paris. It decided the future of several countries like the Philippines, Cuba, and many more islands that once part of the Spanish Empire. The problem was there was no representation of any of these islands. Nothing either from the Cuba nor the Philippines, the countries that already declared their independence from Spain. However, Philippines tried to send a Filipino delegate to participate during the negotiation of Treaty of Paris, but it was later denied from the United States of America. He was a lawyer and diplomat, Felipe Agoncillo. Despite his petition, he wasn't allowed to join and participate during the agreement. In fact, they don't want to read his memos and they ignore him from the whole process of the treaty. Here are some peoples you should know involved in signing the Treaty of Paris. They are called the commissioners, okay? From the Kingdom of Spain, Eugenio Montreperios, Buenaventura Abarzuza, Jose de Garnica, Wenceslao Ramirez de Villa Urrutia, General Rafael Serrero. And from the United States of America, Cashman Davis, William Fry, Whitelaw Reid, George Gray, and William Day. The two parties agreed upon the following clauses, and I will discuss the three clauses they agreed upon, which is the Article 1 to number 3. Article number 1. Spain relinquished all claims of sovereignty over the title to Cuba. Spain formally gave up the island, which it had fought to control during the Cuban War of Independence. The provision stipulated that the United States would occupy Cuba temporarily upon Spanish evacuation to ensure stability and the protection of life and property. Though meant as a transitional period before Cuban independence, this U.S. presence later led to a significant American influence via plot amendment. Article number 2. Article number 2 specified that directs transfer of sovereignty over two strategic island territories to the United States. The provision stated that Spain ceded to the United States the islands of Puerto Rico and other islands, then under Spanish sovereignty in the West Indies, as well as the islands of Guam in the Pacific. This effect was immediate. The islands became permanent U.S. territories. This acquisition proved highly significant, providing the U.S. with key strategic tolling stations and military bases, securing a major American presence in both Caribbean Sea in Puerto Rico and Western Pacific in Guam. These territorial gains instantly expanded American naval reach and projected U.S. influence across two major global theaters. Article number 3, the most contested and geopolitically consequential part of the treaty, was Article number 3, which is finalized the transfer of the Philippine Islands. This provision dictated that Spain ceded to the United States the archipelago known as the Philippine Islands. In a move that many critics saw a purchase of foreign population, the treaty also included a financial exchange in return for the vast archipelago. The United States agreed to pay Spain a sum of $20 million within 3 months of treaty ratification. This payment was nominally compensation from public buildings and public works in the Philippines. The effect of this cession was profound. It signaled the United States' full-scale entrance into global power politics and Asian affairs, but it immediately ignited fierce domestic debate over the morality and wisdom of American imperialism. More tragically, Filipino nationalists led by Emilio Aguinaldo who had fought for the independence from Spain, viewed the American takeover as a betrayal. The resistance to the new colonial power led directly to the brutal and costly Philippine-American War during 1899 to 1902, underscoring the severe human cost of this pivotal article of the treaty.